Hi guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I am showing you more of my makeup collection. I want to show you my whole collection. That way, if you want to see any specific products or anything like that, like you know what I have, so you can more easily ask for something I can give you, if that makes sense. Plus, I love collection videos. I find them so fascinating to see what products people like to have. So let's just jump in and get started. So I have two Alex drawers full of makeup. One right here behind me and one on the other side of my desk, and we are going through the top 3 drawers of this Alex drawer that I didn't finish going through when I went through my palettes. And also I'm showing you what's on top of my vanity as far as makeup. So on top of my vanity I have a cup of pencil liners. It is a mix of ColourPop, Urban Decay, Japanesque, NYX, Rimmel, and Bare Minerals. So that's all I have in there. And obviously the bright ones are from the new ColourPop Neon collection. If you want me to get in depth on anything I skim over today, let me know in the comments. So this first drawer is my eye products. So back in the back I have lashes. It's mostly House of Lashes, if you can't tell. And then my lash tools and mascara and brow pencils and top coats. I have a couple top coats and brow pomade and gel liner, and all of these are glitters, mostly NYX and JCat and Certify, but I have Beauty Bar Baby and Girlactic as well. Then this is all of my liquid eyeliners. I have a ColourPop white one, Girlactic, Sigma, Physicians Formula, Lottie London, and I also have an It Cosmetics floating around somewhere. And then I have all of my pencils that aren't in my everyday drawer, as well as eye gloss from Girlactic and a bunch of glitter liners from Urban Decay and NYX. And that's that first drawer. This second drawer is like backups and tools. So in the far back I have my backup brushes for when I'm like washing my brushes and I need extra brushes. And this is a light up mirror. The battery's dead, but it's pretty cool for travel. And then my fan, some Q-tips and makeup remover if I remove my makeup down here, and nail stuff, extra backup lipsticks, backup mascaras, backup sponges, backup powders, like all my backup products are in here. This third drawer is all of my powder, blush, bronzers, and highlights. I do keep my liquid stuff with my foundation. I'm very careful about separating liquids from powders since the mold infestation. So let me get you a little bit closer and show you all the individual products in here, because this drawer I am getting in depth. So I got these acrylic organizers in here from By Allegory. They're from Amazon if you're interested. And in the very back I use this whole drawer. I have, oh, can I get it out? I got it out. I have my drugstore highlighters in the very back. So it goes highlighters, blushes, bronzers. And the first one is not drugstore, but it's not typical high-end. Ofra is more of an indie brand. This is the Mini Pillow Talk. And this color is like the iciest pink I have. It is so pretty. I love this. I've heard Samantha March rave about it, and it is totally worth the hype. Oh shit! This just fell apart. Awesome. Let's stick it back in there and hold it. This is the Yuki Professional Mineral Water Glow. It's like a multicolored one that comes off as kind of a pearlescent glow, if you can see it on my fingers. And I got this in my Boutique Beauty box, and I really, really like it. It's really shimmery and super pretty. Like, let me see if I can make my hand shimmer. There we go. Next is from Wet n Wild. It is the Diamond Lily, their silver highlight. I believe this was limited edition because I haven't seen it anywhere since. And it is a beautiful, very sheer silver highlighter. When you put it on, it looks pigmented when you swatch it, but it's super sheer with a brush, and it looks really good. I've used it in a couple looks. Then we have the Wet n Wild Midnight Moon highlighter. This was from their Midnight Mermaid collection, and it is like a green gold. It's a super unique color, and this collection is what got me into making beauty videos in the first place. So I will forever hold on to this. Like, this is a sentimental thing for me. Even if it had gotten mold, I would have like taped it and kept it. Then we have the Maybelline Master Chrome in Rose Gold. This is similar to the Ofra, but a deeper pink. It's not as icy, and it's a little bit warmer, if you can see. So it's a really pretty, like, warm pink color to have. Lastly, for the drugstore highlights, we have the LA Girl 110 Watt. This is like a white gold color. It's super beautiful, and it was actually one of the few items I have purchased because I got a sample of it. Ulta sent me a sample of this, and they didn't carry it, strangely enough, but I found it on Amazon, and it's really affordable and super nice. Then we have all of my high-end highlighters in one of those organizers. I have two from Lorac. The first is Starlight. This is like my iciest color. If I ever need to brighten a highlight that's too dark, or it's winter time, this is something that really works for me. And if you have super fair skin, I definitely recommend it. It's very, very white. Then we also have Daylight from Lorac. I believe this one was like Tati's favorite ever, but she said the formula changed. This is more of a peachy gold color, similar to Champagne Pop, but not quite as dark, so I really love it. Then we have the Bare Minerals Endless Glow highlighter, and this one I just reviewed, and it is in the shade Free. It looks super dark in the pan, but on the skin it shows up as a nice light gold, and it's super beautiful and really intense. Now we're on to my favorite part of the highlighter collection, the Dior section. I have 3 Dior highlighters. The first one is the 001 Nude. This is my dream nude highlighter. Like, it is so perfect, and I recommend it to everybody with like a lighter skin tone. It's just so bomb. It's so bomb that I spent the money and got 2 more of this formula, and these are like $50-something highlighters, but it's so worth it. I also got the shade Pink Glow, and this is a very unique pink shade compared to the other 2 I have shown you. If you can see, like, it's sort of in between those 2. It's not the same at all, and the glow from these Dior highlights is like blinding but natural in a way. This one is their holographic one in 06, and it is more of an iridescent blue highlighter, but it's super smooth and really flattering even on my scarring. I can't recommend Dior highlighters enough. Next we have the Fenty Kilowatt highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. This has a similar nude tone to the Dior, but this one is super subtle and this one is super intense. So it's really nice to have for like travel if you want options as far as the intensity of your highlight, and I think it's a really great formula. Plus, I mean, it's lightning dust. I had to get, I mean, hello, lightning, everywhere lightning. Next we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. This is a well-loved and very popular highlighter, and I would say it's the most universal gold I've ever seen, and it's really, really nice, but it looks terrible on bare skin. On top of foundation, it looks stunning. On bare skin, it makes me look like I have fine lines that I can't even see with my magnifying mirror. So if you like to do a no foundation look, this one is not for you. Next we have the highlight palettes. So we have the Life Glows On from Laura Geller. This has Diamond Dust and 2 other colors. I love these. They're really, really hard, so you think you won't really like get anything from them, but you do get quite a bit. And they're super pretty and kind of subtle. I like them. Then we have the Cover FX Gold Bar. It has a yellow gold, a white gold, and a rose gold highlighter. And surprisingly, all 3 of these work on my skin tone, and they all look super good mixed together as well. I really like this palette. I've traveled with it quite a few times. Let's get all of the palettes out of the way. So I have this magnetic palette from Divina. Oh, it's backwards. And it has a bunch of highlights from Divina plus one from Beauty Bar Baby. And then this contour I depotted from the Urban Decay Shapeshifter. I do really recommend the highlights from both Beauty Bar Baby and Divina, especially like these 2, these iridescent ones from Divina. They are so, so good. Next I have the Lorac Shine Bright Cheek palette. This was actually lost to the mold and I had to replace it. Thank goodness it was still in stock at Ulta because it had some of my favorite shades in here, and I love Lorac Cheek products so much. It's probably, I would say, my 2nd favorite blush formula next to the Gen Nudes. Then we have the Sigma Blush Palette. This is so underrated. It has colors that work for basically every skin tone, and I can honestly make every color in here work on my skin tone. And this shimmery blush and this shimmery blush, like the glow on them is so stunning. I would say the palette is worth it, honestly, just for this shade right here. It's so good. I love it. Then we have these trios from CoverGirl. They are the True Blend Serving Sculpt palettes. This one is the Rose Nights, and these are dupes for the Urban Decay Naked Flushed palettes. And I prefer these to the Naked Flushed because when I travel with the Naked Flushed, they shattered. So these actually make it through travel and they perform almost exactly the same. Not quite, but almost exactly the same. This one is Bloom Babe. It's a more corally tone blush and pinky tone highlight. And there may be things missing from this, but they're in my everyday makeup drawer. So when I do an everyday makeup drawer update, you'll see those because I have changed out a few things. But let's move on to blushes. So I have 5 Gen Nudes from Bare Minerals. I have Beige for Days, this really beautiful beige tone, and that peach though, which I think is like the perfect peach blush, and Call My Blush, a rosy tone, and On the Mauve, which is really pretty in the winter, and Lover's Rose, which I just got and just reviewed this, so check that out in the eye. And Gen Nude blushes are my favorite formula of all time. They're so long wearing, so natural. They're matte blushes, but they have like a natural matte finish, not a flat matte finish. And I wish I owned the whole line, honestly. They're that good. I have 2 blushes from Lorac. I have Tinge, which is like my favorite pale blush of all time. I love Tinge so much. When I first got it, I was like, I don't think it's gonna show up on my skin, but then I tried it and it shows up so well, if you can't see that. And then I have a full size of Technicolor, which is in that palette. And then I have 2 Urban Decay blushes. I have Quiver, this bright red, which is super unique, and I haven't found any other brand that does a bright red like this. If you know of one, let me know, because these are getting a little bit old. And I have Rapture, this purpley tone, which is so pretty for the winter time, and it just looks like a nice stain almost. I have two cheeky winks from Neutrogena. I have First Crush and Boys and Berry, and these are like a bouncy texture if you can see me pressing it in. So they're almost like a cream to powder formula, and they look really natural and they're really light and sheer. I have one blush from Juvia's Place. This is an Earfleek blush in the shade Serafina. It is a bright corally tone, and it does have quite a bit of shimmer in it. I don't pull this one out very often. Then we have the Essence Satin Touch blush in Satin Love. This is one of the best affordable blushes I have ever tried. The finish of it is very similar to the Gen Nude and also to a few Lorac blushes that I've tried, and I think it's like worth way more than they charge. It's so good. I haven't tried the other shade. I believe they have this in 2 shades, but this is the more like rosy nude shade. Sorry about that, my camera overheated again. So this is the Cookie Blusher by Etude House. This is Grapefruit Jelly. I really like this. I think mostly I like the color, like the formula isn't my favorite, so I haven't bought any others in this formula. It's not bad, but it doesn't like blow my mind, but it's a really fun color, so I really do like it. That concludes the blushes, so now we're on to bronzers, which I have the least of. And the first one is the Lumi Bronze It by L'Oreal. This actually, even though it is in the lightest shade, is my darkest bronzer I have. It is a luminous bronzer and it looks so natural and skin-like, but I only pull this out when I want to look really tan because it's my darkest bronzer. Next we have the City Bronzer by Maybelline. This is in the shade 100, the lightest shade. It is a nice matte bronzer. It blends really well. It looks really natural, but lately with having my skin so dewy, I haven't been wearing it because having a matte bronzer on dewy skin doesn't look that natural. Then we have the MAC and Aaliyah bronzer, and this for me is purely a collector's piece. It is so glittery and so orange, I would never actually wear it, plus I don't want to ruin her signature, but I am an Aaliyah fan and I am glad to have this because I do collect. Next we have the Becca Bali Sands bronzer. This is a nice shimmery bronzer that just looks really sun-kissed and glowy. I really like it. I don't know that I would repurchase it because I do have other bronzers that I like better, but it is really nice. I do have a few things as well that are off to the side because they're going to be in my monthly haul, so I'm not including those either because they're not moved into my collection yet. So let's just continue with the last 2 bronzers. We have the Pool Party bronzer from Lorac. This is a nice matte formula. It looks really natural on the skin and it's never like streaky or patchy or anything like that. The last bronzer I have is the Faux Tan Endless Summer Bronzer by Bare Minerals. Again, I just reviewed this. It is a nice like neutral leaning cool bronzer and it looks so naturally tan on your skin, but it does have small glitter particles in it, so if that bothers you, I would stay away, but I think it looks super pretty. Like if you saw me when I first said hello, I was wearing that bronzer. I still am, but you can't see my face, but I really like it. The last 2 products here are just face powders. So first we have the NYX HD Finishing Powder in Banana. This is something I have panned multiple times, purchased multiple times. This is my favorite under eye powder and I haven't found anything that I like better than it for the price it is, you know? Then we have the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. This is the shade Cashmere 06. It looks really dark in the pan, but I promise you this is my shade. It does work for me, and I really do like this powder when I want extra coverage. I don't really wear powder foundation on its own anymore, but if I'm looking for extra coverage, I will use it to set my face. Sometimes even just set areas where I'm breaking out to give extra coverage in those areas. So that was the rest of this Alex drawer, and I will be going over the drawers on the other side in another couple of videos. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you have not already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!